Hello everybody and welcome back to the best reactions. Today we are going through the Hungarian Grand Prix. A race that either you were on the happy side of emotions or the sad side of emotions. I know exactly which camp I was in yesterday. Which one were you in? Let's get into your memes. P10, Lals, Keck, W, Lur. Max Verstappen, he was giving us some action. He was one of the only drivers to really go for it in terms of overtaking, and he just fancied the chicane over and over and over. I don't think I've ever seen that many overtakes into a chicane. I know it was on slightly slower cars, but the Hungarian Grand Prix, not the easiest place to overtake, so I appreciate Max for just making it rain with chicane overtakes. P9, Jim G 2139. What are we doing here? Like, what is this? I mean, it kind of makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Not a lot of happiness in the Ferrari camp. I don't know if I appreciate me being in there as well, but it makes perfect sense. Voice a little bit croaky as well, actually. You know, I've been crying overnight. So yeah, we've got Hamilton. There wasn't really no hope this weekend. Charles, lots of hope. And for me, obviously, I've gone down the dreamboat of believing Charles was going to win. So, pain. P8, F1_ind1. That radio was so long, radiographic had to be extended to the edge of the screen. Yeah, that's correct. That is, look, you could be shown that, right? With no other context of how Leclerc's race went. If you saw that graphic, not even with the words on, if you were just shown, by the way, no context of any of the race, but Leclerc said this long of a radio message, you know for a fact he has not won the race. Right, first thing away from the P1 Top 10, and it comes in from George Gilliatt. This is absolutely phenomenal, if I'm being completely honest with you. He's a model designer at the Lego Group, and of course we've done some cool things with Lego this year, but that is awesome. I need that. That's kind of what Charles maybe was describing the car was like yesterday, with the fact that his chassis, who knows, maybe chassis, maybe not, maybe it was still to do with the floor. Is that technically still a chassis? Do you still say that that's a chassis? It's actually not lying. Either or. I love what you've created here, George. I don't know if you needed any extra bits or extra gluing or things like that, but I need that. I need that in my room right now. P7, Molly Nanka, Lando at the Hungary podium today. No breakages happened on Sunday. This meme's pretty chaotic to say the least, but Lando basically just took the trophy and ran off and put it in a very safe place. Because there was a big amount of commotion, wasn't there, of course, of breaking the trophy, something that took so long to make. So I think Lando did the right thing to not celebrate until the trophy was safe. P6, Joe, Formula 6P, no words to be said. Pain. I never saw that as a P, that Charles Leclerc pose until now. And that is not a t-shirt I want. I'm sure some people will, to share in the pain. But yeah, thanks. Look, I've tried to keep it not just about Ferrari devastation, because there were other things that happened. But for me, this is in the forefront of my mind. Honourable mentions. That's right, those that have not made the top 10 but still deserve a little shout out. Let's begin with Marlon Hatch. Are we really surprised? Look, people were blaming the strategy. That was not the case. I am absolutely categorically convinced that the Ferrari had problems with plankwear again. And we were well on our way to disqualification. In my brain, right? I don't know if this is like quite sad as a Ferrari fan, Charles Leclerc fan, to sort of kind of have wanted. I would have preferred, in a weird way, Charles Leclerc to win, to give me that elation, that, oh my God, we've done it. Yes, Ferrari win a main race this year, then the disqualification. Because at least we would have had that elation. Whereas this one was like hope slowly dwindling. Oh my God, we're not on the podium. Jim G2139, Hamilton. Is he missing the Mercedes days? I don't know. Obviously, back when he was winning a lot and obviously winning championships, of course. But he struggled a little bit towards the end of his Mercedes career as well. And then moving over to Ferrari, he needs to reset. Wow. We've never seen him that bad. Mainly because when he has a bad session, i.e. qualifying, and then he's saying these very self-critical things, most of the time he then goes out fighting on the Sunday and does a good race, and then he's a little bit more chipper. That didn't happen. He literally finished where he started, and yeah, I don't know. We didn't get much about his race either from the post-race interviews, because they were sort of speaking about how he was, what his comments were yesterday about on Saturday about him being useless, which I was like, we're not going to get much out of him, are you, if you're going to poke him about being useless? Milkshake 5303, Max and Lewis battle. Now, this is probably the lowest quality meme I've ever had submitted, but I quite like it. It's like vintage, right? You shouldn't be here, neither should you. Hamilton and Verstappen fighting for what was not even the points at that moment. Of course, no further action for Max sticking a little wheel in at the apex, claiming that he could have gone more to the inside had Hamilton turned in. But yeah, that was a tight one. Elite Merchant _ Ferrari strategy. Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. That quote goes hard. It's hard to swallow as well. Not the strategy, though. Maybe it is technically strategy of deciding to run the car low. Obviously, this is all not hypothetical, but this is the rumours. This is what George Russell. But George Russell, this is the good thing about having other Formula One drivers that don't drive for Ferrari or other teams, because they can speculate. They'll be like, well, actually, I think it might be this, which is probably closer to the truth. Geeky Emoticon, the line graph curve accurately shows how Matt felt during the entire watch-along stream of Charles' chance of winning the Hungary race. So, yeah, really high, then low, then high again. Kind of more of just a line that was constantly going down, I would say. As soon as Lando carried on for the one stop, that's when we believe that P2 might be on the cards. P2. Akash Pool. Well, this one was worse than Spa. Wow. I don't know if I agree with that. Two very different races, and you can judge it how you like, but I'm not going to call the Hungarian Grand Prix a boring race. I'm just not. I think I love Formula One too much to class it a boring race. Yes, it was very much a slow burner at times, but we did have overtakes around a track that you shouldn't have much expectation for huge amounts of side-by-side action. And then we had a sort of 10, 15 lap shootout where Oscar was trying to catch Lando. And for me, that keeps me on the edge of my seat, and I quite enjoy that. So, I think we need to appreciate those kind of races more, because that is basically what Formula One is most of the time. XH26, Ferrari to Leclerc, to-do list. Get pole, lead the race until halfway, get random damage, and end the race on P4. Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, we're gonna scrumple that to-do list and put it in the bin. We're gonna forget that ever happened. Okay? We had great elation on Saturday, and I know if I see you, by the way, the people that said, well, Matt's happiness won't last long. Ferrari will do something on Sunday. How dare you? Next one from Geeky Emoticon. Gabby can't get enough staying behind his manager during post-race interviews, even after 70 laps running behind him. That is just amazing. The relationship they have. Fernando was so complimentary of Bortoleto, saying that if he was British, then he would have been getting a lot more plaudits than perhaps he does currently, which, that tells you everything you need to know about what Fernando thinks of the media. But Gabby Bortoleto, yeah, more of this, please. He's getting used to that Formula One car. Didn't have much experience coming into this season compared to other rookies in Formula One tests and things like that. And yeah, I like his energy. It's good. Big M0906, Ferrari fans with the message running off the screen. Oh, look, I am looking straight into your souls, other Ferrari fans. We've got to stick together here. Times are tough. Times have been tough for a very long time. Okay? But we're used to it by now. One day it will change. One day we will have our moment. I just don't know when that is. It's controversial opinion time in real life. That's correct. Myself and Tommy are here. Oh my goodness gracious me. We've just recorded with Alex Albon, hence why we're doing controversial opinion in real life. I was going to say IRL and then decided to do both. Right, the controversial opinion that Tommy has submitted is from Much Corner 4483. Hamilton will retire after Abu Dhabi.
Nope.
No. No. Like, he, of course, is down in the dumps right now. We've seen this a few times with Lewis. It's not like it's the first time we've seen him have a bit of a crash out over a weekend. I think because it was back-to-back days, because it was back-to-back performances that he wasn't happy with, we're going to see the same Lewis. It's not like he's just going to be, I'm fine, guys. No, we're all good. Like, he is clearly going through something. But he said, and it's very key to remember this, that despite all of the sort of prodding by the journalists of, what are you feeling like? You said you were useless, blah, 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 blah. He said he still loves racing. So he's not retiring.
No, he definitely wouldn't. Like, we're going into a massive regulation change next year. Why would you bail now? You're going to see how Ferrari are, see if they can improve. Then he can maybe make a bit more of a decision whether he thinks, because of course, if he left now and Ferrari got the regulations sorted, he'd be kicking himself.
So they're not going to wait for these new regulations and then leave just before them. There's no way. I can't see this. Can you see it? Do you agree with the controversial opinion? Is it controversial at all? We'll see. Let us know in the comments. Bye, Tommy.
Bye.
In real life. Bye. P5, Short Yoshi 127, British national anthem this week for some reason. Yeah, that was so strange, wasn't it? With the wheel guns with the national anthem. It's not, I don't know if it quite goes. And usually you would think that they wouldn't be doing that during the national anthem. But yes, I can imagine that was not the plan for Formula One. And I don't think it'll happen again. Another meme or controversial thing or whatever it might be away from the top 10 of the hashtag P1. It comes in from Visa Cash App, Racing Bulls F1 team. These picks meme the world to us. VCarb know what they're doing. All right, with social media, they're very good. I'd say they're one of the best teams. The voiceover stuff they do with the two drivers is just high quality. And they've delivered here as well. The meme guy. What more is there to... I can't... How is this man... I know he's like a worldwide meme sensation, but I love the fact that he's still cashing in on it. P4, Red Fennec. I'm way more active on Tumblr, but I feel the need to make an exception for my masterpiece. Of course, this was to do with qualifying, which was a great day, wasn't it? And that's why I'm going to just look at that one a little bit, because you just need to, okay? You just need to appreciate maybe what happens on the Saturdays as well, because Saturdays actually are more important. But that was beautiful. That's a lovely meme, well crafted, and might even print it out and put it on my wall. P3, the last step of the podium goes to Elite Merchant _ Ferrari fans watching that race. Season so bad, the horse left. Tommy put Ferrari as flop of the season, and I would have had an argument had they got a win this year, or maybe two. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we still got Monza, and we still got Baku, okay? Baku is a Charles Leclerc masterclass place, and Monza... That's where we know Ferrari are literally preparing their car for. So I still believe. P2 and just missing out on the top spot is Gavin Curley 90 McLaren pit crew today. That's a great meme. McLaren were on fire with their pit stops. Ferrari, I think, did a 2.0 second pit stop for Leclerc as well. But two 1.9 second pit stops. Are you joking? You've got a fast enough car as it is, McLaren. Do you need to have insane pit stops as well? Give us all a chance. And finally, I had to include this meme before we get to P1. This is not the winner. This is just something away from hashtag P1. And it is Luca Morelli F1. Why? If you don't laugh, you'll cry. But that is a great meme. Here's Russell. And yeah, hopefully we can now move on from all of that. Right? And in first place, it has to go to Morgana Meggs with this fantastic meme. If you were watching the watch along, I saw this and I was like, that has to win. That's got to win. You know that I like stuff that are a little bit related to P1 as well. And this is perfect because, yes, I did change my top halfway through the watch along when things started going south because I thought maybe the hash shirt that brought me so much good luck on Saturday would bring back some luck on Sunday, but no, it did not. But fantastic meme from you there, Megs. You have won some P1 merch. I'll be in touch. Right, that is it. Thank you so much for tuning into the Hungarian Grand Prix Best Reactions. We are now away for 3 weeks. 3 weeks of no racing. We've still got content coming your way, don't worry. Lots of review stuff, and I'm actually about to go and record with Alex Albon in the next 2 hours. Need to go into central London to go and see him with Tommy, which will be very exciting. And look forward to lots of that. And hashtag P1 if you want to get involved next time to win some P1 merch, and we'll see you soon. Bye!